that driver was being verbally abusive to them. CAA says it was the other way around. A warning for some may find the language in the video to be disturbing.
You're refusing to tow the car for no reason.
Brianne Smith's cell phone video shows a heated 45-second exchange with a CAA tow truck operator on Sunday night after she says he called police on her, her mother, and 80-year-old grandmother, also refusing to tow her vehicle for no reason.
You're going to be fired. This is going to go all over the news. All over.
Stop! Get away from me now!
Okay, you're going to all on camera.
I don't feel like anyone could say that I'm the aggressor in that video because he charged at me. Like, I was wearing a mask, he charged towards me without wearing a mask, and he's using profane language.
The 29-year-old was coming back from a family picnic in Brighton. One CAA driver was transporting her car. A second was giving the three women a ride to a near checkpoint where they would pay for a cab, during which they questioned why CAA wouldn't be covering their transportation as they had before.
That question being asked is a fair question. And if the answer is no, then the answer is no. Which the answer was no, and we accepted that.
CityNews has decided to blur the contractor's face as he has not been identified. The CAA calls the video disturbing and an isolated incident, saying there was a dispute over who would pay for the taxi. Due to COVID and social distancing rules, CAA is no longer giving members a ride home.
You're refusing to tow the car for no reason. Something is wrong with you. You're like sick. You're mentally ill. You're mentally ill.
That dispute escalated. And the driver felt that he was being called names and being harassed, and he was trying to help them to keep them safe. And he felt that they were, treating him in a manner that was troubling.
What was his behavior like in the vehicle?
His behavior seemed normal as he should. He was being professional.
To say that someone harassed you, that's like a pretty strong claim. So I would turn it back around and say, how did he harass you?
She says he was verbally abusive, canceling their tow and screaming for them to get out of his vehicle as they arrived at the checkpoint 5 minutes from the scene.
My grandma was completely taken aback, and like, you're screaming for like this old person to get out of your vehicle. It's trying to be communicated to you that she's not able to do so on her own and she needs assistance, and you're just repeatedly screaming and like berating her.
The automobile company says they were arranging for another vehicle to take their car home, and they were going to notify the family of these plans, but the family called them first after they saw their vehicle getting unloaded as their cab was driving by.
I thought you were calling the cops.
That's when Brianne started rolling on her cell phone, saying it was a scary situation that could have turned ugly.
What are you calling the police for? What is going on right now where you feel it's necessary for you to tell three Black women that you're going to call the police?
You're going to be fired. This is going to go all over the news. All over.
Stop! Get away from me now!
The CAA says the driver felt traumatized by the experience. Police were called to de-escalate the situation, something the company says it empowers providers to do so if needed.
He was losing control of the scene, so he wanted to call for some assistance.
Now, the CAA says their conversation with the three women will also be part of their investigation. The OPP did attend the scene. They are not currently investigating. However, they do say they have spoken with both parties. In Toronto, I'm Faiza Amin for City News.
As parents prepare to send their kids back to school, many are worried about the possibility of kids bringing back COVID-19 to their family bubbles. In this week's Q&A session with Toronto's Associate Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Vinita Dubey addressed concerns about kids